What's up, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB Recap. In today's recap, Bryce Harper was not happy at all with his home plate umpire, and rightfully so, because after he called these strikes, he called these balls in the very same inning. The Nationals are switching things up. They're finally firing their manager, their GM, both guys who won a World Series with them not too long ago. This guy spent his entire career with the lowly White Sox, and he's finally on a winning team, and of course, he went brazy against Yamamoto and the Dodgers. The Blue Jays are trying for their 9th win in a row. The Guardians are trying to avoid losing 11 in a row. Bobby Witt Jr.'s pop is finally back, and Tommy Pham, he's pulling a Max Muncy. He's been raking ever since he's been able to see. So we'll talk about all of that and more in today's MLB Recap. We recap every baseball game almost every single day, so grow the game with me, leave a like, and hit that subscribe button. It really helps out. And also, if you're going to any baseball games or concerts anytime soon, be sure to save yourself 20 bucks off your entire purchase using code Fuzzy. And one more thing, if you guys like daily fantasy sports, be sure to download Underdog Fantasy with code Fuzzy, because if you do that, you get a bunch of free stuff. You unlock a free pick'em as well. It's a mystery MLB pick'em, so download it today and see what you get with code Fuzzy. Before we get into today's recap, I don't know how this escaped me, because I definitely knew about it. I forgot to mention that the Nationals finally did it. They hit that big shiny red button on their desk that fires everyone. Mike Rizzo, the GM, is gone. World Series manager Davey Martinez is gone. And I kind of knew the end was near a couple weeks ago, and Davey Martinez had a strange quote. He said that losses are never on coaching staffs. It's pretty much always on players. Yeah, just watch any Yankees game that is managed by Aaron Boone and tell me that's actually the truth. But not too long ago, I mean 2019 was kind of long ago, but regardless, Mike Rizzo and Davey Martinez were at the helm of a World Series champion winner. They also traded for James Wood, CJ Abrams, Mackenzie Gore, and a few others, but collectively, since winning that World Series, they're 325 and 473, so that's they're almost 150 games under 500 since winning that chip. Now, Nationals fans will have to help me to see if this is the right perspective, but I do want to bring up payrolls, because when they won in 2019, they had a $210 million payroll. Fast forward to 2025, it's down by almost $100 million. They have a $120 million-ish payroll this season. So who's really at fault for the Nationals' demise? Is it the contracts that they gave out to Steven Strasburg and Patrick Corbin, so they were really bogged down by Mike Rizzo's decisions? But then again, he made the James Wood trade. Is it Davey Martinez for not getting the guys hyped up on a day-to-day basis, so he failed as a manager? Or is it simply Mark Lerner, the owner of the Nationals, not allowing Mike Rizzo and Davey Martinez to benefit from having a $210 million payroll like they had when they won a chip? What is it? All right, let's go find some games from yesterday. The Dodgers are on the verge of losing 5 games in a row. Good thing that they're getting back Tyler Glasnow tomorrow, because they really need the reinforcements. Andrew Vaughn, he crushed a 3-run home run in his Brewers debut, and it was off of Yoshinobu Yamamoto. That is not easy. And if you're Andrew Vaughn, that's got to feel really good, because you finally have a chance at October. No offense, White Sox fans. Mookie Betts, my guy. He hit the red on his throwing meter, so that error robbed Yoshi of the 3rd out, which led to an unearned run, make it 2 unearned runs. Yamamoto didn't even make it 1 inning in this game. Andrew Monasterio, he got that RBI. Bryce Terang, he delivered with 2 more. It's 7-0 for Freddie Peralta, who struck out Ohtani, and you rarely see Ohtani kind of like wave off like, no, that was not a strike, but it did look like a strike. Freddie goes 6 scoreless. He's down to a 2.74 ERA, and Yelich, he added even more with his 18th home run. He's up to a whopping 63 RBIs. He's kind of raking his way back into Hall of Fame. Not like full-blown, he's going to be a first ballot, but conversations might be back in play if he keeps doing this the next 2 or 3 years. Either way, the Brewers spanked the Dodgers to get to a 51-40 record. The Dodgers have lost 5 in a row. Hey guys, super quick, I got it wrong. The Dodgers have lost 4 games in a row. Still not great, but it's not 5. Then there's the Blue Jays, who have been the best team in baseball for about 2 weeks now. After this Bo Bichette RBI, the Blue Jays, their power bats woke the heck up. Joey Loperfido and then Nathan Lucas both hit solo shots. Loperfido is the 9-hitter and Lucas is the leadoff, so it's back-to-back home runs. Nathan Lucas only has 5 home runs, but he's up to a 371 on base. I can see why he's in the leadoff spot lately. That was a polite bat flip, by the way. He didn't enjoy it too much. Oh my, is that who it is? Addison Barger launched another Barger bomb, 415 feet. He swings that bat like it's a toothpick. He just has elite bat speeds. Joey Loperfido secured a 3 RBI night after he peppered one to right field. 2 more score. All of that was for Jose Barrios, who just destroys the White Sox for his career dating back to when he was on the Twins. He goes 6 strong with 2 base hits allowed. The Jays have won 9 in a row, which officially puts them 3.5 games up of the Yankees for first place in the AL East. The Rays had a chance to leapfrog the Yankees and get back into second place, but the Tigers, they basically played a perfect baseball game. So when you say Javier Baez, make sure you say 2025 All-Star starter Javier Baez. Just a very aggressive swing. That's his 10th home run. And then fellow All-Star starter Riley Green added another run. We'll get there in a second because I got to show another All-Star driving in a run, and Zach McKinstry firing a laser to nab Danny Jansen at third base. That was a 360 no-scope if I've ever seen one in real life. So again, the All-Star Jonathan Aranda gets the only run for Tampa all day. Time for Riley Green to take over. Look at that diving play over there in left field. Just like McKinstry, he's helping out Kiter Montero go, I think he went a career-high 7 innings. The Tigers don't have any like crazy speed athletic guys, maybe aside from Parker Meadows, who are just going to wow you with athleticism, but they're just really good at doing their jobs. Green singled in Colt Keith after he doubled. Riley's up to 72 RBIs. And I bring up the Keith double because he also went yard. He has 7 home runs on the season. And in this game, he had 3 base hits. All 3 of them were extra base hits. He's batting .302 with an .890 OPS his last 53 games. He's been a machine the last month and a half, 2 months. Zach McKinstry, he's not going to get a lot of all-star vote from the casual fan, but Tigers fans, they know his worth. He has 7 home runs as well, and he's nearing a 360 on base. The Tigers, they're 2 wins away from being the first team to 60 wins. They are 6th in OPS as an offense and 3rd in ERA as a pitching staff. They're really, really good. I underestimated them. I thought a couple guys would fall off. No, they've all gotten better. Another AL East team that feasted on one of the worst teams in baseball. I'm not mocking the Red Sox or the Jays for beating up on bad teams, but they do not play down. Unlike, ask any Yankees fan, they're going to tell you that Aaron Boone does lose them games. They're going to say that they sometimes play down versus bad teams. That's just how baseball works sometimes. I can't wait to show Roman Anthony's home run after these RBI 2-baggers. So Willier, he's up to 50 RBIs. At Abraham Toro, he's been a godsend at first base for the Red Sox. He's batting .295 with a 120 OPS plus and 48 games. The Roman Empire has officially begun again. So it happened millennials ago, and now it's back for 2025. Roman Anthony, a 2-run home run. He's batting .390 with 6 extra base hits his last 10 games. The Rockies made it seem like they were going to rally. There was a wacky play where Tyro, he was first called out because he went out the bases, then he was called safe. So Tolio gets the RBI fielder's choice. McMahon then had a very impressive swing, a lefty-lefty RBI, but Jaron got one of those runs back. They put Roman in motion. He scored all the way from first base. Duran then scored on a Carlos Narvaez single, and we have more home runs coming. Cedon Rafaela now has 12 home runs, and Romy Gonzalez went 455 feet. He's batting .326 with 15 doubles and a 152 OPS plus on the season. Richard Fitz, he gets his first career win after striking out 6. The Red Sox, they won 4 in a row. So we've talked a lot already about some win streaks, but we've also talked about the Dodgers losing 5 in a row, which is second worst to the Guardians losing 10 in a row. Please don't make it 11. I didn't even watch this game. I thought maybe I'm the jinx, so I don't know what happened. Oh God, I hope that Colton Gordon is okay. Prayers up to Colton Gordon. Quan didn't hit it that hard. It just kind of bounced off of Gordon's noggin. It's still weird saying that, but he was definitely shaken up or dazed, and he tried to battle for a squad, but J-Ram tagged him for a 3-run home run to the Crawford boxes. J-Ram has 15 home runs with 22 stolen bases and a 150 OPS plus. Okay, Taylor Trammell and Isaac Paredes made it 4-4. So that 4-inning, I don't even know what I'm trying to say anymore. My brain's turning off. So the 5th inning meant nothing for the Guardians. Trammell's first Houston base hit is a 3-pointer, and Paredes, he hit that Chick-fil-A sign for his 19th home run. Bybee had a no through 4. He's out the game in the 5th inning. Oh, is that Brian Rocchio? What is going on? Brian Rocchio, who's been swinging a noodle this year, has a 2-run double down the left field line, so it's 6-5 Guardians, please don't. Victor Caratini, a perfect. 10 to 12 rows deep for his 9th home run. I know yesterday was Monday, but every day can be Friday. David Fry, he barely got it to go, and that's going to do it. Emmanuel Clase now has 19 saves, so the Guardians are 41-48. They snapped that losing streak. It will not be 11. But a question for you guys. Should the Guardians trade Emmanuel Clase? Some Phillies fans have been saying that, hey, we'll give you Justin Crawford. That's it. You do not get an Andrew Painter, but we'll give you Justin Crawford for Emmanuel Clase because Clase is very, very cheap over the next few years, and that would really shore up the Phillies closing situation. So what do you guys think of that? A 1-for-1 trade, or is Justin Crawford just way too good? That is a perfect transition because now we're going to talk about the Phillies. They've been trying to find who's going to be their constant closing pitcher. One of their options imploded in this game, but it wasn't really his fault because the umpire did not help. And honestly, that's an understatement. He screwed the Phillies. So this game was 1-1 after 7 innings because Christopher Sanchez shreds. Trey, he booted an inning-ending double play, so Luis Matos got the RBI fielder's choice. Bryson Stott, he got a wicked hop, so he's credited with a double. He came around to score a few moments later on a Landon Roop spike job. So Landon, he allowed 1/5. Christopher allowed 1/7 with 8 punch outs. How is this guy not an an all-star. He has a 2.5 ERA, and over his last 7 starts, he's been even better. He has a 1.69 ERA, so very, very nice. Now, the Giants staff did keep up, so this is, okay, we're just going to show the rest of the game. They grabbed the lead with a second RBI fielder's choice, make it 3 RBI fielder's choices in one game. Harper had a nice stop, but that throw was way too wide. Matt Chapman scored. He was the guy who got bailed out by the ump. We'll talk about that after we show Duvall's 14 save. Casey Schmidt went leaping. A double play ends it, so the Giants, they finally get their 50th win. The Phillies are 53-38, so let's talk about what happened with the home plate umpire. In the 8th inning, Bryce Harper watched a ball fly way outside the zone, and he heard Phil Cuzzy call it a strike. Kuzi, whatever his last name is, I don't care. I'm going to call him Phil No Kizzy because he doesn't know what he's doing. Harper, I mean, look at him looking back at the dugout, almost wondering, did you guys see that? Then he watched another ball sail. This time, you cannot call that a strike. So now we're going to go to the bottom of the 8th. Matt Chapman, he's in an 0-2 count, and that one right there for sure nibbled the corner. Maybe it's, okay, maybe you don't call that a strike, but that one's 97 miles an hour, fully in the zone. Another ball. And then again, what is this guy doing? Chapman, I'm going to say he struck out 3 times and 1 at bat. He then singled, and that's kind of what caused the Giants to be able to start that rally and get a couple fielder's choices. When the game ended, Bryce Harper, he was talking with the media. He said that the umpire took over, and he did. Because look at this umpire chart. An awful 85% strike accuracy with multiple missed calls labeled as impactful missed calls. I feel like umpires should be demoted as well. This is ridiculous. Ooh, we have a pretty fun back and forth game coming up. The Rangers and the Halos are both fighting for a wild card spot, so this is actually an important series. DeGrom is on the bump, so this 2-run home run must have felt like a 20-run home run for Angels fans, because how are they going to beat Seager going yard and DeGrom, who has not allowed more than 2 runs in months? It's actually 14 consecutive starts that DeGrom has allowed 2 or fewer. Well, okay, there's one. Trout, he scored Neto on a sac fly. D'Arnaud, if you guys did not know or remember, he's facing his old battery mate. He actually has the most innings caught with DeGrom when they were both teammates on the Mets. That's D'Arnaud's second career home run versus Jacob DeGrom. I think he had one when he was with the Braves. The streak is snapped, so 14 games in a row with 2 or fewer. It's done. All good, though, because he's now back in line for a W. Talking about DeGrom, Adolis and Jonah Heim, they singled in a few off of Yusei. It's 4-3 Rangers. Not for long, though. D'Arnaud's 3rd RBI reset the score again. His 2nd RBI extra base hit was followed by a Lamont Wade Jr. go-ahead single. Lamont, he kind of got caught in a pickle. He's out trying to go for 2, so that was the 3rd out. Trout's fired up. Just like Ohtani that we saw earlier in the video, you rarely see this kind of emotion from a Mike Trout or a Shohei Ohtani. An interim manager, Ray Montgomery, he got ejected from the game, and now the Rangers are rallying. Berger, he got on thanks to a wild pitch. He struck out, but he's on base. A lot of people hate that rule, the drop 3rd strike. Josh Smith, he doubled, so it's 5-5. We're going to go to the final inning. It's a 3-2 count for Nolan Schanuel while the bases are loaded, and that's a walk-off walk. That's how you forget that you were 0-for-4 coming into your final at bat. You walk it off. The Halos are 44-46 with a negative 48 run differential. And then there's the Rangers. They've outscored their opponents by 24. But they're 44-47. Again, both the Rangers and the Angels are within 4.5 games of the wild card, and the Royals, they can get back to 5 because they've been playing pretty well and they're facing the Pirates. Vinny scorched a home run off of Andrew Heaney. Break out the Sasquatch celebration. The Royals' core lineup is kind of waking up and doing a lot of damage. Tommy Pham, he's been unstoppable as well. He goes 430 feet to snap a 30-inning shutout streak for the Pirates. That's a 2-run home run. He has a condition called keratoconus or something like that. In summation, it makes his vision blurry. He said that he finally got the right contacts. He's batting .421 with 15 RBIs his last 11 games. Maikel Garcia, he got the runs going again for the Royals. He loves when runners are in scoring position. He's been doing this since last year. Salvi, he socked one deep. Bobby, he scores from first base on this long double, and now Bobby's scoring himself. The Royals are waking up. They have the worst offense in baseball so far this year, but Bobby and Salvi both have a home run in back-to-back games. Noah Cameron, he struck out 7. He threw a career-high 109 pitches over another career-high 7 innings. I'm not saying that Nick Lofton is the next Mike Trout or anything, but he had 3 base hits in this game. He never strikes out. He has some pretty good defense and speed. He could be a sneaky little weapon if his luck starts to turn, because he's had a lot of hard outs this year. The Royals have won 2 games in a row, but they're still 44-48. What are their chances of making the playoffs? What do you think? Zach Gallen might have finally figured out what was wrong. Just like Tommy Pham not being able to see. Gallen, I don't know what he figured out, but he's been one of the worst starters in all of baseball this year. But in his last 2 starts, he's been awesome. Yu Darvish, he made his 2025 debut. He struck out a few in the first, but he did not have the same fortune in the second and the third. He served up some RBI knocks to Gino and Lourdes. Eugenio Suarez has 45 extra base hits already with 74 RBIs. It's 2-1 Snakes after that Lourdes RBI. Manny, He just did it. His second base hit of the game gets into 2,000 base hits for his career. He just turned 33 years old. He's going to be a 2,500 base hit, 400 double, 400 home run, 70-80 WAR guy. He's going to be a Hall of Famer, no doubt. And if you don't think so, well, you're just wrong. All of that offense from a generational defender, He's cartwheeling in. I'm sorry. The Snakes did spoil the fun for Manny in his awesome milestone day. Josh nailed an impressive 2-run home run. That is the only baseball pun, I swear. A lefty tank. He's batting, 300 with 11 home runs, 58 RBIs, a 360 on base. Corbin Carroll is going to be off to the races after Gallen finished 6 innings with 9 punch-outs. He's been so awful and horrific that even though he's only allowed 1 earned run his last 2 starts, he still has a 5.25 ERA. He has 19 strikeouts his last 13 innings, so he looks locked in. Here's Corbin with his NL best 10th triple, no throw. He's that fast. Perdomo had an RBI, but I'm going to skip to base hit number 2001. Manny's 15th of the season. He has a 132 OPS plus. The Diamondbacks do win it, though, because Ginkel, he gets the save thanks to some big-time help from Alek Thomas. Alek must have felt like he was running for 8 years trying to track down this baseball. Jackson Merrill, man, he's going through it right now. He could not buy a hit if it was for sale. He's 5 for his last 43 with a 31% strikeout rate. What is going on with Jackson Merrill right now? Miami fans have been having so much fun the last 2.5 weeks. Augustin Ramirez, he goes to the gap for an easy RBI double, and he's not done yet. He's going to turn on the Jets and then go yard way later in this game. So Liam Hicks, he jolted one to Will Benson, who has a host piece, and Augustin, he just tapped on the plate with his hand, so he kind of 10,000 IQ played his way out of an out, so he got his foot out the way. He taps on it. Another really high IQ play. Eric Wagaman, he got to third base after Christian Encarnacion did not look him back, and those 2 guys are going to be involved in the very next play. Derek Hill, he tapped it. Wagaman is a sitting duck, but CES airmailed it, so did Tyler Stevenson. Derek Hill is now at third base, which set up a Javier Sanoja sac fly. We have another insane throw from Will Benson, but it's just a touch too late. I know it's July, but man, it feels like August. Augustin Ramirez, where is this ball going? His 14th home run went to the second deck. Anthony Bender, he got a second save after some guy named Lake Botcher or Bacher. I don't know how to say his name. He almost imploded, so Bender gets the 1-out save. The Marlins are 7-3 their last 10. And shout out to Jansen Junk, one of my favorite names in baseball. He goes 6 scoreless, just 1 base hit. He has back-to-back 6-inning outings. Last time out, he had 7 strikeouts. The Marlins are top 10 in ERA over the last month. So those were all of the games. Because there weren't too many, I want to give an update on the stat leaders and standings around the game of baseball. Aaron Judge, we know that he's leading the pack with a 360 batting average. Jacob Wilson, he's right behind with a 335. Home runs, we know it's Cal Raleigh who's going to be in the home run derby, and then Judge, he's a couple behind with 33. RBIs, Seiya Suzuki has 77, and he's not an all-star. Riddle me that. That is embarrassing. Aaron Judge, he is leading everyone in hits with 119, and of course, Jacob Wilson is right behind in second place. And stolen bases, Jose Caballero, he might be the best bad player in baseball. He's on pace for 60-plus stolen bases, really good defense, but a sub-90 WRC+. That's not good. Strikeouts, Garrett Crochet has 151 strikeouts. Then you have Zach Wheeler and Tarek Skubal tied at 148. We have saves, Robert Suarez, Josh Hader. It is a 2-way tie. They both have 25, with Estevez at 24 right behind. ERA, Hunter Brown still sports a 1.82 ERA. Paul Skeens is right behind at 1.94. Then you have Skubal and some other dogs like Wheeler and Fried. And staying with Fried, Max Fried just barely nudges out Tarek Skubal and a couple other guys, Valdez and Peralta, for the MLB leading wins. Fried has 11 already, so he's their new ace. Talking about the Yankees. And then standings, the Blue Jays are 3.5 games up on the Yankees. The Rays are in third place at 4 games back. The Red Sox, they're streaking, so they're 2 games over 500. What about the Orioles? They've also gone streaking. They've won 3 games in a row. The Tigers, they've racked up the AL Central. We don't have to talk about that, but we do have to talk about the wild card in a second. The Astros, they're 6.5 games up on the Mariners, who have won 3 games in a row, so watch out for the Mariners the next week. To the National League we go. The Phillies are 1 game up on the Mets. Then you have the Marlins at 11 games back, so again, it's pretty much going to be the Phillies and the Mets race in the East. The Chicago Cubs are 3 games up on the Brewers, who look really, really good lately. Yelich has been teeing off. They got Brandon Woodruff back, and Freddie Peralta has been pitching like an ace. And then in the West, the Dodgers are 6 games up on the 50-42 Giants. That's how good LA has been lately, even though they've lost, 4 or 5 in a row. To the wild card we go. The Yankees, Rays, and Mariners are the 3 teams in it right now in the AL. Then you have the Red Sox, Angels, Rangers, Royals, and Twins all within 5 games. And then you have the Guardians and Orioles with pretty good rosters, but who knows what they're going to do the rest of the year. Maybe they sell. I have no idea. In the National League, the Mets, Brewers, and Giants are all in right now. The Padres are 1 game back. Then you have the Cardinals, Reds, and Diamondbacks all within 4.5 games. The Marlins are 7.5 games back. Could Could they go streaking? And then the Braves, 9.5 games back. Well, everyone, that does it for today's recap. I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you did, let me know in the comments what your favorite part of the video was. Leave a like and subscribe. Use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek as well as Underdog Fantasy. And enjoy the web gems. See you tomorrow.
Right at Matos is going to make the catch.
Ball diving stop, Kiner for left, but and on the first, what a play.
Up the middle, Colts Montgomery gloves it, the flip, and my drop could not. Diving stop at third by Miguel Rojas, chucks it across to get Durbin.